Hi, this is Kent Julian with liveitforward.com, and we all mess up. We all make mistakes. However, if we're going to move from dream to do in what matters most to us, if we're going to live it forward in our lives, our careers, our businesses, or even our leadership, we're going to all have to learn what it means to fail up. And so I'd love to share with you 3 ideas that have helped me turn my mistakes and my failures into some of the greatest opportunities that have ever happened in my life. And so the first thing, when we mess up, if we want to fail up, we've got to learn to feel our failures. That's right. Don't just forget them. Don't just move on. Don't run away from them. Stop for a moment and feel them. Feel how heavy it is, and feel how heavy it is on your heart when you blow it, when you mess up. How does that make you feel? But not only feel what you feel, step into other people's shoes that you've let down and you've disappointed, and feel what they're feeling. The reason you want to do this is we don't want to just blow off our mistakes. When we make a mistake, it impacts people. It impacts us. It impacts our families. It impacts people we lead. And we want to really understand how it impacts them so that we're motivated to learn from this mistake and move on and not make that mistake again. So number 1, feel it. But number 2, once you've spent some time feeling it, don't get stuck there. Figure it out. You've probably heard that parable where a young business person comes to a wise business person and he says, how did you get so successful? How did you become so successful? And the wise business person said, good decisions. So the younger business person said, well, how did you learn to make good decisions? And the wise business person said, experience. and then the younger business person said, well, how did you gain experience? And the wise business person said, bad decisions. You see, in every one of your bad decisions, in every one of your mistakes, there's some really good lessons to learn, valuable lessons. And again, if you just run fast and try to move beyond your mistake, you'll never fall up. You'll stay stuck. In all lemons, there's lemonade, and you've got to figure it out. So you don't want to just get through your failure. You want to try to learn everything you can from your failure. So number 1, feel it. But number 2, figure it out. And then number 3, forge ahead. And I just want to share with you that all of my greatest opportunities in life, pretty much every single one of them, came after a huge mistake. When I was a kid, I had a major learning disability. I call it a learning challenge. Some people called it a learning disability, but I couldn't read in 3rd grade. I was an at-risk kid. To make a long story short, in 7th grade, I was about ready to be suspended from school. And it's at that point that someone spoke into my life and everything changed for me academically. It took me a lot of hard work, but it was at that moment when I had made my greatest mistake in school and was about ready to get kicked out, everything turned around for me. The same thing happened in relationships. I was in a relationship with someone and that relationship didn't work. And it was through that. It was through feeling that and feeling how I let myself down and let her down and learning from that, figuring out what I had done wrong, that I ended up dating the person who is now my wife, and we've been married for 26 years. And finally, I own this business called Live It Forward, and I would never own this business if it wasn't for the number 1 biggest career mistake I ever made. Because of that mistake that impacted me so deeply, because I felt it, and I felt how I was disappointing myself. And then I figured out what wasn't a good fit for me and what would be a good fit for me. I was able to forge ahead and start Live It Forward. So that, my friends, is how you fail up. That's how you move from dream to do, and you use your mistakes as a catalyst to help you turn your greatest adversities into your greatest advantages.